In this video, I analyze SUI based on my 20 metrics using my exclusive 10x formula and why SUI truly surprised me throughout the entire analysis. All of that in this video. So let's get started right away. What is SUI actually? A layer 1 blockchain with proof of stake. Fast, secure, cost-effective, and Web3 compliant. Therefore very good, and was founded in 2022. And then back to my 10x formula. I recommend this video to you where I present my 20 metrics in detail, and it starts directly with the market capitalization, which is at 9.59 billion, thus allowing for moderate growth, so 5 out of 10. Then the next point, what about the circulating supply? Well, it is at 28.5%, which I would say is quite low, meaning that in the end, many coins will still come onto the market, which of course means that it is ultimately inflationary, which is not so good. Therefore, only 4 out of 10. Then the next point, how does the roadmap look? Well, it has a clear roadmap that ultimately focuses on scalability, efficiency, and a robust dApp line application, meaning support for dApps and further network optimization. Therefore, 7 out of 10. Then the next point, how does the team look? Well, it actually has former developers from Meta, which is very good, and experts in the cryptocurrency and blockchain field, so 8 out of 10. Then the next point, what narratives does SUI have? Well, the Layer 1 narrative is ultimately a strong and innovative transaction model with high speed, low costs, and ultimately the DeFi sector is also in focus, so 7 out of 10. And then the next point, what problem does SUI ultimately solve? Well, it ultimately solves scalability and cost issues, I would say. The other blockchain networks primarily have issues regarding the apps and the files. And then the next point, how does the tokenomics look? Well, ultimately, it has a fixed total supply. This naturally supports value stability, while SUI also aims for even and sustainable emissions, I would say. Definitely positive and already 6 out of 10. Then the next point, what about the investors? Well, Binance Labs has invested Coinbase, and in the end, it has quite large investors, which strengthens credibility, 9 out of 10. And then the next point, what about the capital? Well, it is well funded, it has a strong backer, and has sufficient resources for further development, so 9 out of 10. And then the next point, what about marketing in the end? Well, it already has a marketing presence on social media, then strategic partnerships, and of course presence on major crypto exchanges, so 6 out of 10. Stop. I absolutely have to tell you something. I have found an altcoin with mega potential that also has a solid tokenomics, and ultimately is very well positioned for the upcoming bull run in 2025. I have really analyzed it in detail using my 20 metrics with my 10x formula. The complete analysis will ultimately be released next weekend, and if you don't want to miss any insights, subscribe to my channel. Definitely also use the bell so you don't miss anything, and then it continues right away. So how does it look? How easy is it for those who understand in the end field? Well, it is easy to understand in the sense that it is a layer 1 blockchain that is fast and cost effective, hence 8 out of 10. Then the next point, how does the long-term vision of SUI look? Well, it definitely wants to be a leader in the layer 1 narrative for the apps, and especially in Web3, 8 out of 10. And then the next point, this deflationary has a maximum supply, and it is ultimately limited to 10 billion SUI, but it is not a deflationary model. That is suboptimal, 6 out of 10. And then the next point, how does the fully diluted market capitalization look? Well, in the end, it is 3.5 times the current market capitalization. That is definitely very good and solid, hence 7 out of 10. Then the next point, how does it look with liquidity? Well, in the end, it has extremely high liquidity, and that shows SUI has good market interest, 9 out of 10. And then the next point, how is the token distribution? Well, the distribution is well structured with vesting, so lockup periods, which I would say avoids abrupt sales, so 7 out of 10. And the next point, are the top coin holders kept as low as possible? Well, it is such that it does strive to minimize densification and manipulation, but it does not fully succeed, so only 6 out of 10. And then the next point, what utility does SUI have? Well, on one hand, it can certainly be used for transaction purposes, such as transaction fees for staking, and then of course for the apps, so it has a wide utility, hence 8 out of 10. And the next point, how does the community look? Well, the community is already active, I would say, on social media like X, or Discord, but not as extremely, I would say, as with others, like for example Solana, so for now only 6 out of 10. Yes, and then we come directly to the current situation. Well, in the layer 1 sector, where it is located in the network, there is, I would say, a lot of competition. I would say, therefore, it is a bit difficult to assess. So, for now, just 7 out of 10. And then the next point, the result of 78% is also solid, has a solid tokenomics but is not perfect. It is not deflot seller, which is still a bit suboptimal. And also, there is a very large number of layer 1 blockchains, so for now, 78%. And then we come directly to the forecast. Well, ultimately, what is the worst case scenario? What might be the normal case? And what could the best case be? 17 to 70? So the range is enormous, 5 to 20x, but still a solid potential. Now that you know what potential SUI has, I would like to introduce you to another altcoin with mega potential, which not many actually have on their radar yet. I really analyzed it based on my 20 metrics, and surprisingly, it turned out well. I'll link it up here. Yes. And if you liked the video, please leave a like and also comment on what other altcoin analyses you would like to see. Especially now, thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.